Hello, gorgeous souls. Welcome to Aeipathy. So happy to have you here with me today for yet another pick a card reading. Today, we're going to be taking a look at everybody's favorite reading, which is how is your person currently feeling? As usual, we have 3 piles for you to choose from today. But before we get into the piles, I would just like to say again, thank you to all of the subscribers and supporters to this channel. As you can probably tell if you are looking at this space at the time of this first being uploaded, I am a very, very new channel. I'm a newborn, brand new, and growth is occurring, and it's very, very exciting. And I'm sure as anyone can empathize with and relate to when you are starting something new, a passion project, a new creative endeavor, and it is just, from its infancy. And then you see all of the growth and the progression and the milestones being reached and the engagement that, the reception to it that people are providing you with to let you know, that you're on track. It feels really great. So I'm really enjoying the experience of doing these readings. I also have kind of a subset to this channel where I do deck reviews. People are loving those as well. So I'm just really eager to continue on this journey, providing these readings, doing this content for the collective, supporting others on their own healing journey, their own spiritual path, and of course myself in the process, because I was very, very guided to do this. And so here I am, and I'm being positively received regarding it. I guess that's my point for saying is I'm just very much in appreciation for everybody's support. So thank you so much for that. Couple of other things, again, you can, I've created a very thorough description box that contains everything you would need to know about this channel, including ways you can support it, so that I can bring more content to you. It is a hobby channel right now. My hope is that it will become more mainstream in the future. There's also information if you would like to book a private reading. I do provide those on a limited basis at this time. Just all kinds of things, even words on the law of attraction, which I think is important for everyone to know. So be sure that when you're clicking on the reading, of course, the reading is what's most important, but also be sure that you're checking that description box for any information. I always do that. I know when I look at readers and I watch their video, I like to know about them and their story, whatever they choose to share. So yeah, just be sure to check that out, as well as all my playlists. I have lots of different playlists with different types of readings, pick-a-cards, zodiac readings, and again, those deck reviews I talked about as well. So yeah, let's get into it today. Piles 1, 2, and 3 are all going to be, as you can tell, themed in green for the last day of March when this reading is being recorded and uploaded. So I chose, I think, some really good decks. All independent, I believe they are, yes. And some beautiful stones to go with them. So let's get into it. Pile 1 is going to be the Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot. That's going to be paired with the, I want to say, Chrysoprase. Then we have for pile 2, the Guardian of the Night Tarot with that huge, beautiful selenite heart. Love that. Pile 3 is one of my newest decks, the Embroidered Forest Tarot. That's going to be paired with that beautiful piece of Amazonite. Go ahead and take a moment to reflect over whichever pile is calling to you most, whichever crystal or deck is drawing you in most, or check this timestamps. Whatever way you like to select your reading is, what you should tune into in order to ensure that you select whatever is going to provide the best messages for you. If you're also drawn to more than one pile, just know that that means that there's likely messages and insights for you from source in each of those piles. So stay tuned, go ahead, select your pile, and I will meet you for your reading in just a moment. Hi, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. You were drawn to the Chrysoprase, I believe, is how you say it. And look at that stunning. I love all of those little kind of like striations. It reminded me of the weaving of the Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot, which is a beautiful independently created deck. And today we are going to be taking a look at how your person's feeling. Let's just check in. This isn't going to be as long of a reading as some of my others, but I did just want to put something out there. I haven't done a reading in a minute. There's a lot going on in my life right now, but it's important for me to heed the impulses when I receive them to come on here and read for you all. So today, that was the day. Hopefully this message finds you at a time when you're needing it most. I feel like when you get those divine impulses, you should obviously listen because they're necessary and important, but also because, clearly people needed these messages today. So I'm just the conduit, the deliverer, source working through me, and I love being of service and getting these insights, these messages to you. So with that said, go ahead and first of all, ready yourself for the reading today. So this isn't one of the more triggering readings. Feelings are usually pretty fun or pretty exciting. I know it's everybody's favorite reading. They all love to know what's going on with their person, what are their thoughts and feelings, and all of those great things. But still, you should always set your intention before really doing almost anything, but especially before you watch these readings. Ensure that you are in receiving mode and ready and open to whatever source wants to bring forth for you today regarding your person and how they're currently feeling. Also, go ahead and select a sign. By doing so, you just provide a means for Spirit to communicate more directly with you. Ask and it is given always. So when you make it clear what you want to see, and what you need in order to affirm the messages you receive, Spirit will deliver, will find a way to get that to you. You will not only see it likely in the reading itself, but you then may also see it in other areas of your life as well. And again, that's just to anchor the messages that come through, the meaning of the messages, and confirm that they are true for you. You can take them in as being resonating to your situation. So I don't suggest the bee though, however, because this is of course a deck about bees. So select a different sign. It can be anything: a person, a place, an animal, again, not the bee, a number, a name, really anything of significance to you or to your connection. That's just going to help you to know right away when you receive it that, things are making sense and resonating, and that you can apply them to your situation. I do think the camera just wobbled a bit, so I want to check and make sure we are stable before we begin. There we go. Apologize for that. Okay. So pile 1. How is pile 1's person currently feeling about pile 1? Let's go ahead and start with the tarot. I have lots of oracle over here as well that I'll be using today. But as always, we start with the tarot. And we have the 5 of Wands, which is strife. And let me make sure I'm getting this in shot for you. We have justice. Oh goodness, it has to be straight. The Empress. And the 7 of Pentacles, which is patience in this deck, clarifying these energies as well. We have the 10 of Pentacles, wealth. The 5 of Cups, disappointment. The 9 of Wands, persistence. And number 2, the Priestess or the High Priestess in this deck here. Underlying energy that supports the overall theme of the reading is going to be the Knight of Wands, which is a beautiful energy of somebody who's still very much feeling connected to you, feeling very passionate and alive. There's a heartbeat active still within this connection is what I'm hearing, that these feelings haven't died. There's still a lot of at least energetic activity. So that's important for somebody to hear. Excuse me. Let's see. So for oracle cards, I want to move this up here. There we go. We're going to start with the Queen of the 5 Elements Oracle. I love this deck. Another independently created deck. And I realize you can't always see that I'm shuffling. So here's the deck. I'm just getting situated. We have visioning and mothering. Those are interesting. from the Deep Place Oracle, which is another beautifully created independent deck. The card backs, I always have to show those because those are just like, you know, so stunning. I'm actually friends with the creator, Ray. She's so sweet. And she's actually coming out with another oracle. It's called the Wordless Oracle, which is going to be in a similar style, but it's actually going to have no card titles. So that's an interesting concept. I'm excited for that one, to add that to the readings and see how that works out. We have Vespers, and I'm going to have to check in the book for that one. I'm not super familiar with it. And Veil. You know, actually, I'm going to go ahead and move that up there. And we have room. I love this. We have some more room. Let's use the Shaman's Dream Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. Another beautiful deck. Great deck creator. And we have Deep Quiet, number 11. So you've got several repeating numbers here. We have the Vanishing Mirror, Ego Sublimination. There's a couple number 11s. There's several number 5s. There's a lot going on, again, as I said, pile 1 energetically within this connection. Let me, before we begin, just check the book on this Vespers card, because I'm really being drawn to that. And I don't know if it's just because I don't know what in the world it means, or because it's very significant. Likely both. So let's see. Okay. Hold tight. Concentrate on your person as I have this moment of pause here. Get them very clearly in your mind. Again, ready yourself for what is about to come through regarding how they are feeling for you. So this Vespers card, it says that it is a space for contemplation, ritual, and prayer beyond the daylight hours. It's a holy card, you know, so it has a deeper significance to the divine and to, you know, I guess the 5D consciousness, which is beyond our 3D consciousness, of course. But it ties back very closely to this deep meditation, or deep quiet meditation and stillness card. So again, you know, there's a lot going on beneath the surface is what comes through very clearly to me, pile 1. This person, you know, again, that first main message that presented for you, that hopefully resonates and speaks to you because it felt it was necessary to come through, was that your person very much is still focused on you. There's still a lot of active desire here, a lot of intention for you. I look at the Knight of Wands as somebody who wants to, you know, come in very quickly with this, who is very drawn, very motivated, very eager, very excited and inspired. I'm not reading this as kind of the player energy, which it sometimes can be. This, again, just very specifically is coming through to represent the idea that this person is still very much drawn and attached to you, attached or connected to you. That must have been a question that you perhaps had. At the same time, though, it's very clear to understand why it would be difficult for you to, you know, I guess, be able to feel and pick up on that, or I think it's difficult to decipher right now what's going on in this connection, because there's so much happening beneath the surface and really almost nothing occurring surface level. So this Vespers card, as we read, is one of contemplation, it's reflection, it's kind of leaning into, I almost get a hermit energy with this. You know, look at how these individuals here are, you know, either side of this window. I look at this as a window of opportunity. We've got these 2 lights lit, candles lit, representing obviously illumination. Again, this idea of passion, drive, that fire spirit, that fire energy, and it's above each individual person's head. Hopefully you can see that as I'm describing it to you. But what's really great about this energy is, even though these 2 individuals, there we go, even though these 2 individuals, their silhouettes, you know, are very dark and everything around them is very dark, if you look, you know, outside of this sort of like structure that they're inside of, is this night sky, this beautiful hopefulness embodied by the stars. Okay, let's focus there. The star energy coming through to just represent this idea of, again, this connection to the divine, tuning into your higher wisdom. Again, that illumination, that enlightenment, that connection is occurring between the two of you, although in space and time, in actuality, I guess, of the real world, the window representing the physical reality, you are very disconnected. But in the grand scheme of things, at a universal level, of course, we're all connected, but very much so, you two are still very divinely in sync with each other. Things are just not as they seem right now. With the Veil card, this is something representative of the idea that things are not as they seem. They are yet to be revealed. A lot, again, brewing under the surface. Look at how there's all of this lightning. I think of the tower. I think of, shocks and, again, excitement, passion, aliveness, just activity. The lightning strikes, and that's electricity. That's more firepower. There's so much fiery energy coming through here, pile one. We also have all of this illumination, that bright, beautiful sky with the sunlight, I believe, peering through amidst all of this darkness here on the other side. And we have this woman here that has a very, very thin veil. I mean, that veil, we can still make out all of the features of her face, and she's looking up at all of this brightness, all of this color, whereas all the rest of her world sort of is dark and gray and, again, slightly concealed. She still has sort of a bird's eye view where she can lean into and see what's above her, which is all of this beautiful light and illumination. So the vanishing mirror, ego sublimation, this is about, again, breaking out of that 3D paradigm, the 3D disconnect that you find yourselves in, where everything is not as it seems, where it's very bleak, very hopeless feeling. I think your person is very much feeling the same mirrored energy as you are, which is one of doubtfulness, yet hopefulness as well. It's not a hopeless feeling entirely. It's definitely doubting, having moments of vulnerability, uncertainty, lower level energy that isn't as inspired, as active. But just keep in mind, the overall underlying energy supporting the reading is that firepower, is that just beautiful, inspired energy of the Knight of Wands. So, as this person, I believe, is having this tower moment, I do believe a lot of that's occurring, at this present moment, where this lightning is striking, this mirror is breaking apart, ego sublimation, the vanishing mirror. So this is also about things dissolving, things that are standing in the way, perhaps actual obstacles or limiting beliefs. These things are disappearing, and it's, allowing your person, with this visioning card, to see more clearly, to have a better view. There's so much reference here to, again, this idea of clarity and awareness coming through. We even have justice presenting, which is truth, the card of truth. It very much gives me the same vibe as the Ace of Swords. We've got this big, beautiful sword here, the sword of truth. Obviously, we have justice, which is representative of the idea of, honor, truth, wisdom, doing what is right, ethics, perhaps morality, if that factors in. And I love the depiction for this justice card in this particular deck, because as you see here, the scales are actually depicting on one side the bee spirit, which is representative of the collective, which is, being concerned with the community, putting others' needs before your own. Bees are very selfless creatures. They work for the hive mentality. They're all about, collectively, once again, supporting each other for the greater good, versus the heart, so what the person actually wants deep down, what their true heart desires are. And as you can see, right now the scale is being tipped in favor of the collective mentality. So this person is currently, uncovering truths, realizing where perhaps their decision making in recent past has not supported this connection or themselves and what they truly desire. It's been very self-sacrificing. And this is causing a lot of disappointment, a lot of sadness. They feel a very strong sense of loss over you, pile one. It's very, very heavy, very, very significant. And of course, we have the Five of Wands, strife, coming out as the first card. All of these flames presenting once again. But the main meaning behind this card, as it indicates with strife, is all about challenge and difficulty, feeling overwhelmed. With the Ten of Pentacles, which is the wealth card here, again, this is, hearkening back to me, the idea that this person has others to consider. They may perhaps have a family. They may have material or real world financial concerns or implications in place that are a factor that need to be considered when it comes to a decision involving you, or how to proceed forth in their life. I do think this person is overall in relation to you, but also generally speaking in their current experience, just having a bit of a life review. So, you've impacted them, pile one, to a great degree, enough so that it stirred their life, it's shooken things up. They've had this tower moment, things are blowing away, all of the illusion, all of their comfortability. I'm hearing they're not comfortable. It may appear as though they're very secure or very content where they're at in life or how they're currently living, but yet that's actually not the case. With this Empress, energy here, this is somebody who's beautiful, gorgeous, abundant. They see your value. They're so drawn to you. And with the Nine of Wands, persistence, this is a quite clear message, pile one, that this person cannot let you go. They see such potential, and you are the embodiment in another human being of exactly what they've always been wanting. And it's very difficult to turn away from that, even if, again, they have physically, and there's not a lot of active connection currently regarding, the connection itself between you. If there's not communication or interaction or any sort of, I guess, engagement of some sort, if there's just literally nothing, no direct ties between you to continue to connect, just know that, again, beneath the surface energetically, there's so much happening. We did, again, have this deep quiet card, which is meditation and stillness. So this person is just taking this time, again, with this Vespers card, to really contemplate, to consider, to have that stillness and that peace within, because they need to make a decision. They need to come to their truth and honor it. And that's just a very difficult thing for them to do right now. They're feeling very burdened by this, very sad at the prospect of maybe some things they will have to lose or move on from in order for this to, to develop and to evolve. At the same time, again, they have this energy of persistence and patience with the Seven of Pentacles. This person does not want to give up on this connection. It was very important today. If you take nothing else from this reading, pile one, know that the main message is that this person has no desire to let you go. Energetically, physically, they have intents to return to you at some point in time. Very much this person is drawn and driven to come back towards you. In terms of this High Priestess energy, it's coming through to me that, the message is they don't know when that can be. They feel very connected, again, at this 5D level, but in terms of real world circumstances, it's not clear when they may be able to return, and yet they're still hanging on. They're not really willing to let go of that vision, that feeling and that deep desire that is within them, that, is prompting them right now to run towards and to come towards what they desire most, which is to be with you. This Mothering card is an interesting energy because it's not really tying in for me with any of the other cards, and I'm wondering what exactly that's about. So I just want to take a moment to feel into this and see what is coming through. This is a very literal message. There may be a mother figure, whether it's their own mother, whether they're married or have a relationship, have children with somebody. This is a big barrier, a big challenge. It relates back to this Five of Wands strife card. It's very difficult for them to move forward or to move in line with their own goals and desires because of a female figure in their life that's very impactful, perhaps very, I don't want to say manipulative, but influential, certainly, and has a lot of expectation of this person. It's very, very challenging for them to go against this energy or to make choices in light of this heavy present energy that exists within their current experience. So let's go ahead and see what their intentions are, shall we? Pile one. We want to know now, this person is, currently feeling, I guess, very drawn, very attached, still very inclined to come forward, but are they actually going to take action and do so? Let's take a look. For pile one's person, what are their intentions? We'll say within the next few months. We have the Six of Pentacles, altruism, the Magician. It's card one. The Princess of Discs, which is the Page of Pentacles. And we have the Two of Wands, which is Dominion. And let's pull a clarifier for that, please. Ten of Wands, oppression. Oh, and that was not supposed to be reversed, and I don't normally read reversals, but that seems very, very appropriate. So we'll take that. Oh, and let's get a few more cards here. This person's intentions for pile 1 within the next few months. We have the waters and the mountaintop. These are very independent energies coming through once again for you, pile 1. This person is going to be taking a lot more time for stillness, for reflection and introspection. I do think this person is intending to act, but it's not going to be incredibly soon. Yes, deep diver, diving into a task. We have multiple number 10s coming out, and then joyful muse, inspiration. Let's get one more. Feast of plenty, choices and their consequences. Card 20 reduces to 2. Again, the energy of decision making. So this person has a very important decision to make, and they're aware of this. And I do think that their immediate intentions are going to be to work towards having resolve with that decision or choice that's currently weighing on them. We have the Feast of Plenty, which is choices and their consequences. So as this person is, steadying themselves, kind of getting clear on their desires and their plan of action, getting inspired, we have the Magician here obviously coming through with this joyful muse inspiration card. This person is readying themselves to act. Again, though, they're taking time to really reflect. Hopefully you can see that. Can you see that? Let's just move that up. There we go. This person is going to be taking stock of the situation. We have lots of cards of independence, as I indicated. We have the waters here, as well as deep diver, diving into a task. So a lot of references to water. Water relates to intuition. It relates to emotion. This person's just going to be, I think, sitting in stillness, feeding into that intuitive energy, those intuitive hits and impressions that they're going to be receiving from spirit, and they're going to be, I think, gaining the courage, the confidence. This person on the mountaintop, I love her. I have to show you this. This is probably one of the coolest cards in any deck ever. She's sitting on top of a mountain. She's got her sunglasses on. She's got a cigarette in her hand. She's amongst the stars and planets. Jupiter, the card of fun and lightheartedness. Or excuse me, that's not Jupiter. That's Saturn, I believe. Oh my goodness. I don't know my planets well enough. At any rate, I'm tying that into this feeling of joy and abundance. Again, relating back to that joyful muse card, inspiration. Again, your person's feeling very inspired already with that Knight of Wands energy. But with this mountaintop card, this person's very content. She's very content, just sat there by herself, doing what she wants to do, thinking, reflecting, getting confident. This person has all the confidence in the world. And this person, your person, is going to be getting and gaining that confidence in their own energy as they sit in stillness, as they make clear, they come to a decision. They're really weighing their options right now. Which way do I go? What's best to do? Again, I want to draw your attention back to this Justice card, which is showing that right now the scales, are showing the two different decisions that they have. Honor their own feelings, their own heart's desires, or support the collective. Continue to engage and be present in a situation that no longer serves them, but serves the greater good of those perhaps around them. So there's lots of indications also here that they still have others that they are willing and going to be considering in the immediate present. We also had, of course, the Six of Pentacles, altruism, which is strictly a card of considering and concerning yourself with others and the well-being of others. This person isn't going to be taking action immediately. And in fact, when we had this Two of Wands Dominion card, which is taking control, having power, again, stepping into a state of empowerment and inspiration and action with this Magician energy, wielding that sword of truth to sort of cut through anything that doesn't serve them and move forward towards what they truly want and want to do. The clarifier was the Ten of Wands, oppression. So being held back, being reserved still, feeling inhibited from going forward. And it was also clarified by that, oops card. I don't ever read reversals, and no card should be reversed in my decks. But this came out reversed, the World, which is about an ending that has not yet come to be. This person being hesitant to make a final ending to a situation. And yet, you know, their intentions are very clear that they want to offer you something. I do think, though, that this person wants to wait until they have made that decision, until they have reached that conclusion, until there's been some major shifting in their life that they're able to come forward and present you with a real offer. I don't think that they want to do that until they've had some major shakeups and shifting in their life. Let's go ahead and just get a little more information for you, though, pile one, on what you may expect from your person in the near future. You know, their intentions and their actions could be even a little different, but let's go ahead and see what you can expect from them. What is the energy going to be from pile one's person? We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Swords, Ruin. We have the Knight of Swords. And we have the Two of Cups, Love. So this is really interesting. We have the Six of Cups on the bottom, which is about reunions and coming back together and just reminiscing, the past being relevant. This person is coming back, pile one. The Knight of Pentacles is very clear here as the message. You know, they can't come in as swiftly and as quickly as the Knight of Wands energy in which they find themselves. That's their desire, that's their inclination, but they're not heeding that right now. Again, they're taking time for stillness. They're waiting for that joyful moment of inspiration in which they just feel such overwhelming desire and eagerness and drive that they can no longer hold themselves back. And I think that's at the point when you're going to see them very swiftly and quickly move forward into this Two of Cups love energy, which is that reconnection. I do think that's coming, and that's what you can expect of them. It's difficult. It seems as though this person is sort of riding two sides of the fence, or again, you know, those two scales. And it really comes down to them making a very concrete decision to close out an important cycle. Again, tens were very, very significant to this spread, to this pile. The energy of completion, of cycles closing and ending, is very relevant and significant here to your person. So whether they fully close out something or just come to a point at which they can close out and end their self-limiting beliefs, the very limiting and inhibiting sort of energy that they're embodying and carrying within themselves, that lack of confidence and that feeling of the need for altruism, to consider others over themselves, you know, until they kind of reconcile and make peace with that energy, I do think they're going to continue to hold back. They do have obvious intentions and desire, and you can expect eventually a return, a reconnect. They will be coming back to you, pile one. But I do think it's going to be after they've closed out a major cycle in their life and they've had an opportunity to do that, which isn't coming within the next few months, at least as of the time of this reading. But just know it is coming. And it really, you know, free will is at play here as well. This person could choose to end something tomorrow. They could have a shift. I think that their confidence is more so what's the barrier here. When they can make peace and have the confidence to come forward, you're going to see that very, very quickly. So pile one, I think this is where I'm going to close this off here. Hopefully this was helpful to you. I think this was wonderful for a shorter reading today. Let's see how long here. Yeah, I think this was pretty good. Hopefully it's been of help and provided you with some clarity on your person and their current feelings and thoughts as well, intentions, all of that, you know, good stuff, I guess, energetically speaking. I don't know why I'm rambling right now. I usually close it off much more cleanly than this. But at any rate, pile one, I hope that you've enjoyed this reading today, that it's brought you peace, clarity, that it's been of help to you. I would so love if you would engage and interact with the channel in any way you see fit to let me know that you've enjoyed this reading. You can like, you can share, comment down below if you feel inclined to. Of course, subscribe and click that notification bell if that calls for you to do so. That way you'll always be notified every time I post. And until next time, pile one, I hope you take great care. I'm sending you lots of love and light. Until next time, bye-bye. Hi, pile two. Welcome to your reading. You were drawn to the beautiful selenite heart today, one of my favorite crystals, favorite pieces I own. Gorgeous. And the Guardian of the Night Tarot, this beautiful independently created deck. It's been out a while, but it's gorgeous and it's newer for me, so I'm really, really enjoying it. And today we are going to be taking a look at your person's feelings, everybody's favorite reading. So it's going to be a little bit shorter than some of my others, or that was my intent anyway. We'll see what comes through for you, pile two. Pile one's reading was excellent. We got, of course, lots of tarot cards. We pulled from several oracle decks as well. I'm going to get you lots of information on how your person is currently thinking and feeling, as well as their intentions and what you may expect from them in the coming months. Before we begin, go ahead and set your intention. That's good to do before any activity, really, where you just put yourself into receiving mode and you intend and set that intention that you are open to receiving whatever messages are going to come through today for your person regarding their current feelings. And when you've done that, also select a sign. Be sure to select a sign as well, because this deck is rich with symbolism and imagery, especially involving animals. So if you select your sign, chances are it'll come up today for you. And you know, because ask it is given, Spirit is always trying to communicate with you in the clearest, most concise way possible. When you make it clear and easy for them, very directly, what you would like to see, they will make that available to you. And also, not only in this reading, but will present that same sign for you in other areas of your life as well. It's just a way, you know, to connect with Spirit and know that they have your back. They're looking out for you. They're trying to get the messages through to you as they can. You just have to be open and receptive to them. And again, state your intention, make it clear what you'd like to see. That can be anything at all. Whatever is significant to your connection that'll help to affirm the messages is true for you, that you can take them in and apply them to your situation. So, animal, person, name, number, even a tarot card specifically that you prefer. Whatever your intuition tells you to choose. So, pile 2. How is pile 2's person currently feeling about... Ooh, pile 2. We have the Knight of Wands. This is incredible. That was actually the overall underlying energy for the reading in pile 1. So we'll see if there's any syncs between these two. We have Justice, 8 of Pentacles. These cards are a little bigger, but I do, if I can, want to get one more in there. I think we can fit it. We can fit it. Of course we can. Okay. They've got to be straight, though. They've got to be straight. That's just part of the housekeeping of this channel. If you don't mind, I have to have them aligned. Makes it clean and easy for me. King of Pentacles. Oh, beautiful. I haven't seen that card before. That cow energy. Clarifying these. My absolute favorite card. My card in any deck, and especially in this one. That is my favorite animal. So we have the Queen of Cups. We have the 2 of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords. And we have the 2 of Pentacles. So lots of earth energy and mental energy with that swords presenting. The overall underlying energy supporting this reading is the Ace of Cups. I apologize for that glare. Yeah, I'm just going to show you this card quick so you can, okay, so that you can see. I mean, how stunning is that? Beautiful. As I said, rich with symbolism. There's a lot going on in these cards. Let's go ahead and pull some oracle before we begin. And in fact, I want to do a little bit of swapping around here. In just a moment. Here we go. Okay. So, first we have the Queen of the 5 Elements oracle. I've used this deck quite often. I even did a deck review of this independently created deck. It's incredible. We have sunshine. Hearing you are this person's sunshine. Isn't that beautiful? And reflection. And we have a huge glare, huge reflection going on here. So that's interesting. That sync. It's not sunny today either. It's actually very dreary here. It's snowy and cold and cloudy. We're also using the Deep Place Oracle deck by a friend of mine now. I am friends with the deck creator. Her name is Ray. She's a wonderful soul. She's actually coming out with another oracle deck. This is independently created. You can back the current version of oracle that she's putting out, which is called the Wordless Oracle. This is her current creation. I always have to show that off because it's probably legit the most beautiful deck I've ever purchased. At any rate, that new oracle deck of hers is called the Wordless Oracle, and it's not going to have any title cards, keywords on the cards. So I think that's an interesting one. We'll see how that shakes out in the future. Can't wait to have that. We have Cosmos and Wonder. Hopefully those, yep, you can see both of those. And we have a little more room. We're going to pull a few of the Shaman's Dream Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. First Breath, Beginner's Mind. It's actually the cover card for the artwork as well of the deck. Will-o'-the-Wisp, Treasures Hidden in the Shadow. This is interesting. So let's get into this. Pile 2. How is your person currently feeling? Oh, this is interesting. Justice in the same position as pile 1. This person's very focused on themselves, on their own career, their own material assets, their own life is what I'm hearing. We have the King of Pentacles energy here, which is, sometimes the energy of, it's always going to be a very grounded, stable figure. It could represent a husband or father figure. It's somebody who's very abundant, who's very focused perhaps on material affairs. Again, this idea of just very grounded, earthly energy. To be very earthy with all of this pentacles presenting. I do think this person, again, their focus is elsewhere. It's not on a connection. It's not on relationship. It's on work. It's on, their own kind of hobbies or busyness that they engage in. We have the Eight of Pentacles here actually literally showing a bee at work. And I think that this is really representative of what this person's day-to-day life is. This person is, very keen on their own tasks, their own job, their own, to-do list, if you will. They're just very practically minded. This person is very, very, I guess the word would be they're very focused and or distracted on other things. We have the clarifier being the Two of Pentacles, which is often about decisions or, stability, handling multiple tasks, multiple areas of life. So as much as this person, presents in some ways as a very grounded, stable energy, I also am getting this sense of instability with them, an inability to balance. Again, they're very grounded, they're very earthy, but they lack sort of the emotional depth. There's no cards here representative truly of emotional or loving energy, except for the underlier, which is the Ace of Cups. And I want to be clear here that as much as this person is very, self-focused and very involved in their own life, they do have big feelings for you, pile 2. There's a lot of love here, care here, compassion. There's a desire to be connected to you at a deep, intimate, romantic level. But I just think this person, there's a lot of swords presenting here. As I said in the very beginning, there's a lot of earth energy and there's a lot of mental or swords energy. And I just think that's also some of what this person struggles with, their instability or their sort of back and forth inability to ground themselves fully as much as they may be in their earthly affairs. When it comes to love, when it comes to connection and relationships, this person's all in their head, or they're all focused on self and they're ignoring love. They're not really ever comfortable in a state of emotional depth and receptivity. With that said, the Knight of Wands, this person's very, very drawn. You may see this person show up very sexy for you, very, I don't want to say player-like. Again, that's something that came up in pile 1 as well, but I often don't read the Knight of Wands as a player energy. You could be feeling that to a point. We have the clarifier as the Queen of Cups, as someone who's very intuitive, who's very feeling, emotive, someone who's very deep. And it just shows the stark contrast here. We have somebody who's the Knight of Wands, which that's fiery, passionate, driven energy, inspired energy, definitely drawn to you, magnetized to you. But that's more, again, in line with the sexiness. I don't necessarily think that it's a matter of this person using you or this person being strictly focused and only wanting perhaps a physical relationship, but it's definitely more their focus than it is yours. With that said, they're very, very drawn to you still. They feel these deep feelings with this Ace of Cups and this Queen of Cups. They see you as this beautiful, loving person that they want to engage with, that they want in their life. They're in awe of you is what I'm hearing. We have this Wonder card here. Has this person sort of, situated alone, looking out at the stars, looking out at the sky. We have this beautiful energy representative of intuition, transformation, change, just beauty with this moon presenting. We have butterflies or birds in the sky, symbols of spirit. We have just this beautiful, again, cosmic energy. And we actually have the Cosmos card coming out for you as well. With the moon here, that's more relation back to intuition. This person feels that you're very wise, very knowledgeable. You're a good guide for them in this life. You have a lot that you can bring to the table, even in terms of just friendship, but again, look at how all of these cards are very independent energies. This person's a lone wolf. They're alone often. They sit and daydream. They want perhaps different things out of life than what they're actively going for. I feel often that this person's out of alignment with their, true path. I guess they're doing things from a very disconnected space. And they take action based upon those, distorted or the misaligned state of being that they often reside in. They make a lot of decisions based upon that energy. So obviously, if they're misaligned, those are not going to fall in line with the divine plan either. So again, this person stays in a very independent energy, but they're very dreamy. They're very much in awe of you. They're very grateful for you. A lot of stars coming out, which is obviously a sign of optimism, hopefulness. They really honestly see your worth and value and what you've brought to the table, what you've added to their life. We have First Breath here, Beginner's Mind, which is card 3. This is a card of, relates back to the idea of the Empress, the energy of the Empress, creation, abundance, beauty. First Breath, Beginner's Mind, to me, look at how everything is all wrapped up right here in this one scene. All these planets, this woman here is all this divine energy, inspiration. I have to say too, as I'm reading this energy here, I'm feeling very excited. Like there's like a sexual charged energy to this. It's a little uncomfortable to be reading when I'm feeling that way, but I'm obviously picking up from that person. But, First Breath, Beginner's Mind is like the idea of somebody coming back to life, who's coming into awareness of different things due to their exposure, due to this experience. I do think that they value this very much. But again, keep in mind, this person's very practically minded. They reside very much in a state of being that's task focused, like I have such and such things to do today, or I have these family obligations. I have this I have to do for work. I have to go grocery shopping. They're just very, very stuck in routine. I'm trying to think of the word. It's not coming to me at the moment, but it's somebody who's sort of in a rut. I guess they don't have a lot of excitement going on in their life. And I think that's another part of what this First Breath card represents, is that this person, is being presented with a different way of life and how they live due to your exposure. Will-o'-the-wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. Again, this is the idea of like something coming to life, something being revealed or brought forth for them that they weren't aware of before, that they didn't ever experience, and it's brought new life to them. They really, really feel that and see that within your connection pile too. We have, though, here justice clarified by the Two of Swords. This person refuses to make a decision, or, at a deeper level, I would say, they refuse to align their life in the way that they would like to. They know what they want to do. They know what's the right path to take. Look at how these scales are essentially almost perfectly balanced. They're not much out of alignment at all. I would say, if you look here, they're just slightly off, just a little bit, not much at all. For example, in the Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot, which was the last pile, the scales were very tipped. It was very obvious which way things were going. With this, it's a little bit more obscured. It's a little bit more, could go either way. And there's not much misalignment. There's enough though, and this person could very easily right that. They could very easily get things back on track. There's not much that is required in order for them to do this. And yet they're refusing to act with this Two of Swords. This is someone who's not making a decision, who stays stuck, who refuses to see things. You know, even as we have the moon here presenting, and it's illuminated, right? It's standing out. And we also have all of these, I want to show you this, all these images, these faces of owls. So if you've asked for that as your sign, look at this. They're everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere. It's almost like there's all these opportunities that the universe tries to present to this person to get them to wake up. And even as they have all of this potential, all of this opportunity to come into balance, to heed their intuition and begin to evolve and to really grow as a person and make changes that will allow them to expand in ways in their life that they would like to. This person just chooses to stay stuck. They're frozen. This is reminding me of the frog, and how the frog, if you put it into, what is the story? If you put the frog into hot water, boiling water, very, very uncomfortably hot water, it'll jump out immediately. You know, it'll sense that that's dangerous. It'll jump out. That's reactionary, and that's it. But the frog, if you put it in cold water and slowly heat it up, the frog stays frozen, and it will sit there and slowly boil to death and die. It will not move. Even as the temperature begins to rise and it begins to be uncomfortable and realize this is not a good situation, physiologically, the frog will not move. And I'm just getting that imagery of the frog being just stuck, frozen in place, frozen perhaps by fear or by that just inner mechanism that's not allowing them to act, again, out of alignment. There's so many images of owls here. Obviously, we have that represented also with this Queen of Swords energy, the sword of truth being carried by that owl. How they feel for you, you know, again, is they're very, very involved in their own energy, their own daily living. I do think that they see and know that you're very worthy of their time, of their energy, that they should and could devote more to you. And yet, you know, they can't, again, they can't align with the decision to do that. You are their sunshine. You do give them all of this hopefulness, this happiness in life. You are one of the bright spots in their life, I'm hearing, pile 2. It's interesting, this whole reflection energy that was present, because we actually have the reflection card. And what's interesting about this is somebody who's looking at themselves. You know, the sun's in the distance. They're surrounded by all of this. This looks like woods to me, a forest, but it's barren. It's during fall or winter. There's no leaves. There's no growth. And it's really with this person in the midst of all of this, you know, deadness, I guess. They're looking at themselves. They're actually seeing themselves for the first time. And they're actually seeing, you know, this is a beautiful woman, a beautiful image reflected in the mirror, that things aren't as bad, you know, as they seem, or that they could be very different. And it wouldn't take much, you know, just a little bit of focus, and they could make things right. Again, I'm drawn back to this Justice card, how this is not very far off. Those scales are almost in line. They're almost balanced and not quite. But this person would have to make a lot of changes in order to be able to align themselves with their feelings, which again, their feelings piled to are Ace of Cups. They feel a lot of big love. There's a lot of potential here. They daydream about this energy between you, this connection, what it could be. They feel so abundant with you as well. You know, I'm hearing that the abundance is in two forms. You know, they're very focused on their practical affairs. So in their real world, the abundance that they feel is in their stability, is in their routine, is in their independence, their ability to just remain in their own energy. But when they're with you, or when they're connected to you, they feel abundant in a very different way. They feel very alive. They feel very inspired. They feel more aligned, more balanced, and they feel very encouraged and excited. You know, there's so much going on in this Ace of Cups energy. And that's what it feels like, is there's just so much magic that occurs, you know, when they're with you. So this read more, quite honestly, as just their overall thoughts and feelings versus just their feelings. This was a lot of background on what's going on with this person. So let's go ahead and see if we can't get just a few more actual cards on the feelings that they're having for you. Pile 2. Let's get a little bit more in depth. Let's go a little deeper with how pile 2's person is feeling about them. We have the Magician. We have the Lovers. 5 of Pentacles. We have the Page of Swords. So this person, again, there's this true magnetism, this desire to come towards you and to make the decision to connect with you at a deeper level. Right now, it does feel very passionate and sexy. The Lovers here obviously indicative of a love connection, loving energy, but also sexy energy. Let's get a clarifier. We have the 4 of Cups. This person's refusing, though, as we've said, to really go in deep. So that's what tells me that the decision in my head, what comes through is this decision of either, you know, passion, sexiness, more excitement in the connection, or deeper love and commitment. So the rejection for me is of the deeper emotions. This Ace of Cups, they keep very buried, very hidden. What they love to stay in, though, as I've said, is all of this, you know, really lighthearted, fun, almost kid-like energy. But there's been, you know, some type of either recent breakdown of the connection. Perhaps there's been a disconnect, or one or other of the parties has decided that this isn't working out, or, you know, perhaps they're just feeling shut out for some reason, feeling not good enough. This 5 of Pentacles energy, which is clarified by the 5 of Wands. 5s are all about transformation and change, but they can also indicate struggle, transition. So this person's feeling very conflicted and very challenged, very much struggling and overwhelmed by the state of affairs between you right now. So that'll relate to everyone differently, depending on if there's been any kind of an argument. With the Page of Swords, this is quite possible that there was a disagreement or some harsh words spoken between you. So they're feeling very shut out, a little bit disconnected, a little bit discouraged, and there's a definite defensiveness now, a coldness to them. Again, they're struggling. They're not feeling good enough. They're not knowing how to fix it, how to change it. Look at this beaver energy. With this 5 of Wands, this beaver energy, or this beaver spirit, the beaver creates the dam, which helps to hold the water back. The water, in this case, I believe, again, being representative of emotion with that Ace of Cups. And this beaver is very, you know, I guess in vain. It's a futile effort to try and hold back this water. They've got mere sticks, you know, they don't have enough material or enough anything to hold back this water and to achieve the job. So there's 2 representations, or 2 sorts of theories of thought coming through for me with this, is that this person has been trying to hold back their feelings, trying to stay in an energy of, again, you know, groundedness, of practicality, of keeping things light and fun, and yet they're kind of losing that battle. Those feelings are creeping in, that water is rushing towards them, that emotional energy is coming through for them, and it's not comfortable to them. It's not something that they really enjoy very much, you know. But then also we have, again, this idea of challenge, of struggle, and this person's ill-prepared, ill-equipped to take on the task. That's what it comes through for me, is that this person's just not feeling up to the challenge of what would be required to remain in this connection. Take that as you will. Pile 2, that message won't be for all of you, but they do feel very, very drawn to you. Let's get a few cards now on what you can expect from them possibly in the next few months. What are their intentions? First of all, let's get those. What are pile 2's person's current intentions for the connection? We have the Knight of Swords, the Fool, the 5 of Cups, and the 8 of Cups. Quite honestly, again, this may not resonate for everyone, but this does look as though someone may be choosing to move forward, to move on. I'm seeing this more as an inward journey. So taking whatever conflict or disagreement, whatever is currently making them feel very disempowered, very sad, very lost. We have all of these 5s all coming out together over each other. This 5 of Cups, this energy of lack and loss and disappointment. Look at how most of these cups are all broken. This person is not feeling very good, clearly. And it's about an inward journey, perhaps reflecting on how things came to be. Again, you are their light, their sunshine. They don't want to lose you. This is very much, a person who gains a lot of energy and a lot of, again, balance through your interaction, through your connection. So if there's been any kind of a disconnect with that, they're feeling that loss. They're needing to reflect, though, and take a step back, because this isn't the first time this has happened for them in a connection. They seem to have a pattern of not being able to show up in a connection in the most, sincere, grounded way. They're not coming forward to love with this King of Pentacles. That's how they approach their own life. But when it comes to relationships and connections, they really kind of often fall short. The Fool here is about a renewed sense of energy to come forward and to begin again. I do think that's ultimately what they would hope for, what they would like to have. And funny how we mentioned the lone wolf earlier, because that's the wolf presented there. And look at how they're kind of scouting out that rabbit, that prey. They're predatory, they're hunting, they're watching you, or they're trying to perhaps maybe formulate a plan on how they can get things back on track and have a new beginning with you. But again, I think for a lot of you also, this person may be needing to take some time away to go on an inward journey, if not to move on, but to definitely reflect on things and to come up with a different way of being, because they know they can't keep showing up in connections as they currently are. In the immediate present, their intentions are quite honestly to be a little bit either combative or distant, very cold. This Knight of Swords energy, as intentions, doesn't come through for me in a very pleasant way. So if there is a disconnect, look for that to continue for the immediate time. Again, though, I think that's a shared energy on both sides. I don't think things are in a good place between you, pile 2. Perhaps if they are, then consider one of the other piles. But for the majority of you, this isn't looking to be pleasant times. This is a time of upheaval, of disappointment, of things not flowing as easily as they could. And this person needs to really take the time to reflect on that, to distance themselves, especially if they're feeling very defensive and ill at ease. Then they need to do what they need to do, both for themselves, but also for a new potential outcome in love. They need to balance within and develop better habits and a different approach if they ever hope to have a connection to someone. Right now, the way that they're carrying on, it's not going to be. What can pile 2 specifically expect from their person within the next few months? Any actions they can expect from them? What is the energy there? We have the 9 of Cups. That's a very independent, solitary energy as well. Ace of Swords. That could be some communication coming in. We have the 5 of Swords. That could be a disagreement. And the Page of Cups. So, again, we also have the Sun on the bottom. That seems relevant, especially with sunshine there. I do think that's actually you. This is striking me as the viewer. In your power, we have this predator, again, this lioness, someone who, oh my gosh, and this is just really striking me crazy, because I actually have had a dream about a lion, a lioness, and the sun, and like similar imagery to this. This is really powerful. At any rate, so this is you stepping into your power, pile 2. This is you holding your ground or maintaining your ground. Look at how she's almost even touching the sun. This is someone who's just feeling very powerful, very strong, very confident. I don't think you're going to be showing up much for what this person has to offer. In terms of what action you can expect from them, quite honestly, it looks like a lot of some of the same of what you are currently experiencing. We have a 9 of Cups energy here, which is, of course, 9s are about solitude, introspection, independent energy in tarot. With the peacock presenting, the peacock is egoic. This is someone who's not going to be really coming forward with a lot of loving words. Even as we have the Page of Cups here, this may be where they reside for a moment. They may try, to be lighthearted. Again, this Page of Cups is not a king. It's not, it's very underdeveloped energy. This is childlike again. So this is keeping things light. This is brushing things off. Oh, wow. That's also coming through for me. Something else. Wow. Yeah. So the Page of Cups, this is somebody who is going to, be very hesitant to deep dive, to really get to the heart of the matter and resolve things. They're going to try and keep it light. And again, keep tapping into your light, your power that they see in you. They really want to stay connected to that. And I don't know if that's going to be best. I don't think that you're going to be highly receptive to that. And it does look like there may be some harsh words, excuse me, an argument perhaps with this Ace of Swords and Five of Swords. They're just not going to be coming in with the best energy. I think, again, as you continue to perhaps hold your ground and stay in your power, stay very, I think you're going to be guarded and slightly defensive in your own right as well. But again, this is the energy of what can currently be experienced or what you can currently expect perhaps from your person. As it stands, this can always change, but energy is ever evolving and changing. But as of now, this is the action. This is what it looks like from your person. It's just they're going to be very hesitant to meet you on the bridge, it looks like, pile 2. So let's go ahead and pull just a few final cards. I'm feeling inclined to ask, what else does pile 2 need to know about this situation? What else does pile 2 need to know? We have Temperance, Six of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Ace of Wands. King of Cups on the bottom. I want to pull a few more of the Deep Place Oracle. Togetherness. And the Moon. This is very powerful energy, pile 2. And from the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck, Drifter, experiencing life as it comes, and Beloved, radical acceptance. Honestly, pile 2, what comes through, we also have, I don't know where to put this one, we have detox, repairing the body, mind, and spirit. There's a lot of indications here, pile 2, that you could move on and find a loving, wonderful relationship with someone new. It's your choice, of course. You can decide to stay. This Hanged Man energy is obviously a hesitation. It's a need to connect to spirit, get in line with your truth, with what speaks to you. For some of you, you can put this behind you if it's minor, but for others of you, it's really striking me very strongly with the Six of Swords card that you can move forward and you can have a new beginning with a new individual, the Ace of Wands and Temperance. I think it's important for you to understand that you do have this opportunity for togetherness with someone, that you can attract and achieve a beautiful relationship that's without conflict like this. You can have that with somebody, pile 2. Experiencing life as it comes, Drifter, with detox, repairing the mind, body, and spirit. I do think this is a need to go more with the flow of life and heeding your impulses, leaning into that energy of spirit, connecting again with intuition with this Hanged Man energy, and really just feeling your way through this or perhaps out of this situation and no longer devoting your energy to it. You know, we also have radical acceptance, the Beloved. This is perhaps providing unconditional love and care to this person. You can still feel the way that you feel for them, depending on how long you've been connected. You may have very, very deep feelings as well, just as this person does. But it's also about accepting what is, coming to terms with it, being at peace, and then just dealing with life and experiencing life, enjoying it as it comes to you. Drifting through is without agenda. It's just focusing on self and allowing whatever is going to present and attract its way to come through. Lean into intuition. I didn't intend for there to be a guidance segment in this reading, but that's, what's happening today for you, pile 2. The Moon energy presenting here, of course, she's all, in the glow and radiance of this Moon energy. That's the energy of intuition, of the divine, tuning into spirit. And I really think that what's at the end of this whole journey, as you continue to balance within and you ready yourself for a new beginning independently, perhaps moving forward on from situations that don't serve you, what's at the end of this really is what your desire is. This King of Cups, again, a match for you. This Queen of Cups energy is your perfect counterpart, pile 2. It was important for you to know that. So pile 2, I hope this reading has been of help to you, that's brought you some clarity and some peace regarding your person, how they're feeling. If you have enjoyed the reading, I would love for you to engage with the channel in any way that you see fit to do so. By doing so, it actually helps my channel to grow. So it means the world to me and is very much appreciated for your support. That looks like liking, sharing, subscribing, of course, if you haven't done so, clicking that notification bell. That will also make it possible for you to be notified every time I post. I post content like this as frequently as I can, full pick-a-card readings as well as deck reviews. Feel free to look through my playlist, whatever may interest you. Until next time, Pile 2, I hope you take great care. I'm sending you lots of love and healing energy for you in light of this situation with your person. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You were drawn to the Amazonite and this beautiful embroidered forest tarot deck. There's actually a second edition of this being printed. I can't wait to receive that. That's currently on pre-order. This one is stunning though and relatively new for me, so I'm enjoying this a lot. It's only my second time using it on this channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at how your person is currently feeling about you, their thoughts, feelings, as well as intentions or any actions you may expect from them in the near future. We're going to start with tarot, get a lot of oracle cards as well. I'm kind of really letting these be free form today, and each pile's been a little bit different. I'm trying to keep with a certain format a little bit, but also keeping it open for spirit to guide me wherever I need to go with the reading. With that said, it's also, I hope, going to be a little more condensed than some others. I haven't done a reading in a while, and I'm, again, being open to what I need to do, but at the same time, don't necessarily have the energy to do as in-depth of readings as I've been doing. So we'll see. But if I'm guided to and inclined to, I will go for as long as I need to, I guess. But just to make you aware, pile 3. I may need to keep this a little bit shorter than usual. So pile 3, before we get started, go ahead and set yourself into receiving mode for the messages you're going to hear today, the insights that are going to come through from spirit regarding your person. This is just good practice, good spiritual practice before you really do any task or any activity in your day, just setting your intention for how you'd like the reading to go. And again, that you're open to spirit and receiving whatever messages need to come through and make their way to you. And when you've done that, go ahead and select a sign as well. You know the drill. Anything that's of significance, to you and to your connection. You will not only likely see it in this reading, but it may come out in other areas of your life as well. Ask and it is given. So when you make it clear to spirit what you'd like to see and what sign will help you to affirm and anchor the messages that come through as true for you, they will show it to you. So pile 3, let's get started. How is pile 3's person currently feeling about pile 3? Let's take a look. This beautiful embroidered forest tarot. First card out, King of Wands. It's a beautiful deck. The only thing is that with their chosen font, printing color and style, it's a little hard to, there we go, the Hermit. A little hard to read the cards at first. They have the Two of Wands. Oh, goodness. Those are crazy looking. There we go. It's a little better. And the Hanged Man energy. I want to bring these over so we have lots of space for oracle cards today. Oop, I apologize. Just hit the camera. Okay. Clarifying these energies is justice. Justice is presented in all 3 piles today. There's a lot of rightness needing to be made. People feeling the need for justice. Interesting. Magician and the Knight of Cups and the Star. Beautiful energies coming out for you today, pile 3. Underlying energy that supports the overall theme of the reading is the Six of Wands. So this idea of success, of wanting to be successful with you, is what is coming through for me. For Oracle, starting with the Queen of the Five Elements Oracle, this is a beautifully independently created deck that I adore. We have Wintering, and we have Heart Spirit. What is this Wintering about? Every time I get that. Oh, look at that. Coldness. This person is trying to shut down. From the Deep Place Oracle deck, which is a beautifully independently created deck by a friend of mine now, Ray. I've connected with the deck creator. She's amazing. Look at these beautiful card backs. She's actually in the process of creating another Oracle deck. It's called the Wordless Oracle. I believe it still can be backed on Kickstarter. Feel free to check that out if you would like to. That deck is very intriguing. It's not going to have any words, as the title implies. It's going to not have any titles on the cards. So I'm interested to see how that's going to go. That's interesting, huh? North Star and Vastness. Oh boy. Okay, we're starting to get a picture here of this person. Trigger warning already, I'm going to say, for this pile 3. Dragon's Hoard, protecting the future. Sky Dancers, surrender. Okay. So first and foremost, the main message coming through for you, pile 3, is this person's very hesitant to get involved, to be deeply connected. This is what we would call the typical commitment phobe. With that said, which is why I stated there was a trigger warning here, this person feels very drawn to you. There's something that feels just right, innately right, and very, very balanced about the two of you. This is what draws this person in and makes it difficult for them to stay away. At the same point in time, I do think this person often disappears. We have the Hermit energy, which is one of someone who's introspective, who's self-focused, who's turning inward. Nines in tarot are all about solitude, the power and the energy of solitude and independence. And it's clarified by the Magician, and that just strikes me as being the element of illusion, sleight of hand, perhaps, game playing a bit. This person's very hot and cold, so they step in and out of your field of awareness quite often. They will be there, they're gone the next. You sometimes don't even know what it is that's happened. Their feelings in terms of this are very also hot and cold. Again, this person feels a lot for you or is very drawn to you. There's times in which they feel like they could commit or that they could take things to a deeper level. This is something they consider quite often, but ultimately what we see here with this Hanged Man and the Star energy is that they resist this. They don't choose to actually act. And in truth, as I stated, this person tries to shut this connection down or tries to shut you out. This is why they go quiet. They literally go cold. We have Wintering clarified by coldness. Heart Spirit coming in with this. Heart Spirit's always one of my better feeling cards in this deck, and it's just showing that this person really tries very hard to maintain control. Also with the Magician energy, they want to stay in their power. Six of Wands, the underlying energy here. This is somebody who wants success at all costs, who wants to stay in control, wants to stay powerful, and doesn't want to feel, honestly, what I'm getting is at the mercy of anyone else. We also have some indications here that this person may be entertaining other offers, other individuals, so this may not be an exclusive relationship. For some of you, not all of you. Again, please take it as it resonates. Your situation may differ and likely will from others, and it can't possibly be all wrapped up into this one reading. But overall, the message is that if you have selected this pile and it's resonating and your person dips in and out, they're hot and cold, they're there one day and sometimes they're gone for a minute. If they're not strictly just shutting down and staying self-focused, which I think is the case for more of you with this Nine energy of the Hermit coming through, But for others of you, they may also be, in their own time choosing to entertain others, keep their options open. With this vastness energy, I just think this person's very hesitant to really ground things and hold things down. At the same point in time, again, we have these very polar opposite, this dichotomy of energies. We have the North Star here, which is about togetherness. Obviously, this is showing a beautiful couple together that's situated, enjoying the night sky. There's pointing to a star here. We've got this moon energy, nice and big, representative of intuition and romance, and this idea of, again, togetherness, of just contentment, of peace, of hopefulness. Then we've got vastness, which is about keeping things open, independence. We've got dragon's hoard here. Anytime I see or hear the word hoard, I don't think of anything necessarily positive. I think of restraint and limiting. Protecting the future, dragon's hoard. This is somebody who's, self-protecting. They're in self-preservation mode. They're protecting their future and their own self-interest. And at the same time, sky dancers surrender. There are times where they want to give in to this energy. Again, sometimes they want to come forward with an offer for you. Other times they want to step back and they want to shut down completely. This person is very, very conflicted, very... well, I wouldn't even say necessarily conflicted. They're very unclear on where they want to be in terms of connecting with you. Let's get more information on that. Pile 3. What else do we need to know about pile 3? Well, we've got several cards falling out here on the floor. Let's put them on the table. We have the Sun, the 5 of Wands, the 10 of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. So this person is very, again, self-focused. They're very much grounded and in their practicalities. This is slightly similar to pile 2. With this King of Pentacles and 10 of Pentacles, this person may have other obligations, other family dynamics or implications that they have to consider. Or again, I just more so think they're self-focused. I really think this is probably a bachelor or, bachelorette, what have you. An independent energy of somebody who's just really, really focused on themselves and on their own pursuits, their own goals in life. They have a lot of things that they want to achieve still. As much as they feel very positively for you, there's a lot of warm, beautiful feelings that they do have. They enjoy their time with you. It's very fun. It's very lighthearted. They, perhaps also very sexy, very passionate with this Sun and King of Wands energy presenting. But again, they just struggle to take things to a deeper level. This person is probably very young and youthful. I'm also getting that from the Sun with this deer here. This looks like a doe, a fawn, a young baby deer. This person is likely probably physically, if not chronologically, then for sure spiritually and within themselves. They're a very young soul. And we have the World here. So yeah, this snake is just giving me, again, indications that this person isn't necessarily in the best energy for a connection, and they have a lot of growth and maturity still to undergo. Snakes are representative of transformation. We have the Empress with lots of bunnies coming out. We also have the 4 of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles. So again, more idea here of being self-focused, being focused perhaps on career, on work, on their personal stability before they were to ever have a family. But again, the snake and the rabbit here just gives me this idea of like predator prey. For some of you, this may not be the best energy to be around, just period. If they are in that player energy, if they are somebody who's just very hot and cold and very sort of manipulative in how they choose to show up when it serves them and then step back and shut down and withhold their love and affection, that's not an energy that you deserve, pile 3. You are number 3, the Empress. You may even have a family or have, very, very sincere thoughts about having a family, and you want that to be what happens. The Lovers here, you want there to be a connection, a commitment. I definitely think you're on 2 different pages. You're possibly in 2 different books. Trigger warning, I'm just relaying it as Spirit gives it to me. I don't foresee this person changing anytime soon in terms of what their goals and aspirations are in love or in life. But let's take a look, pile 3. What are pile 3's person's intentions in the near future, next few months for this connection? We have the Hierophant, Death, the Chariot. These are big energies. what is Page of Pentacles? Let's do one more. The Six of Pentacles. So this person actually may be having some type of life event that propels them forward, that puts them in a better position or a better place in order for them to show up for you in a more, considerate way, to provide you with some type of an offer. Again, I don't know necessarily that it's going to be this commitment, this, desire for family and this stable relationship as what you're looking for, pile 3, but it's definitely somebody perhaps leveling up slightly and presenting and giving to you as much as they have to give. However much that is depends on the person you're dealing with. The Chariot energy here is about divine movement forward. So this person is on, of course, their own spiritual journey, as we all are. And death here. Death energy is huge. What is this death card about? We have 2 here. We have the Page of Cups and the 10 of Cups. So what is this here for? What is this about? Queen of Pentacles. This is telling you, pile 3, that you absolutely can have a beautiful relationship, possibly with this person, but it's only after there's been a lot of transformation, a lot of change that this person undergoes. And they may need to be on their independent journey in order to achieve that before they can really come forward and make an offer. But in terms of their intentions within the next few months, their priorities may be shifting, their perspective may change. This number 5, the Hierophant, they definitely have a lot still to learn. The Knight of Pentacles, it's going to take some time for them to arrive at this level of being ready. But again, we have multiple snakes coming up. That may have been a sign for you that someone selected. Again, the idea of transformation, of change, of shedding skin, perhaps shedding old ways and becoming a more, sincere energy that I still think this person is going to withhold emotionally, but perhaps they may be more present physically. With these Pentacles energy, that certainly lends to that notion, being that it's earthly energy, it's groundedness, it's stability. So they may be willing to show up more concretely in your physical experience instead of always, entertaining others or just stepping back and withdrawing into themselves. So it kind of can go 2 different ways depending on who you're dealing with here. But let's see in terms of actual action for the immediate future with pile 3's person. What action can they expect from their person in the immediate future? We have the 5 of Swords. Is that the 5 of Swords? It's the Ace of Swords, excuse me. Ace of Swords, this 5 of Cups. We have the 8 of Cups. We have the Ace of Wands. One more. And the Ace of Cups. From the Deep Place Oracle, Journey, as I stated, with that Chariot energy and Deep Time. This person has potential. They have the capability. I will say that. They're not without the ability to eventually commit. They're just not in that energy yet, pile 3. If you're wanting this like tomorrow, I don't think that's happening. This also came out for pile 2. Drifter, experience life as it comes. And number 29, Horned Cactus, resourcefulness. So, I don't like to see that. What is that about here? Oh boy, Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain. I have to be honest, for some of you, pile 3, you are dealing with, this is like a con artist energy. We had the Magician come up. Now we're having this cactus, horned cactus, which this is not a very pleasant image at all. Resourcefulness, it's clarified by the Fool's Embrace. Some of you may be undergoing a level of manipulation with this person. We have the Ace of Swords here, which is a truth card, which is a card of communication, with the 5 of Cups, which is a very sincere energy, perhaps an apology. It's one of communicating, very clearly and emotionally speaking at a deeper level, some loss or disappointment or again, just some deeper type of emotional grief, pain. There's something that likely will be discussed with your person or coming to light with regard to your person. Maybe them even sharing like they've had a horrible past relationship, or maybe they're divorced. That doesn't seem to apply to most of you, but perhaps if this person has had a really painful past with someone, that's why they shut down. They may be communicating that to you. But for others of you, as I said, there may be some element of actual distortion here to the messages you're receiving from this person. The Ace of Wands here, especially with this fox, is coming through to me to say that there could be, again, some level of deception, of dishonesty and deceit here, of somebody just not being completely forthright. Ace of Cups, though, is a beautiful energy of emotion. I need to get more information. I feel like at this point it's diverged, and there's two different energies I'm dealing with. And for some of you, this person is sort of bad news. And for others of you, there is potential. It's not going to happen right now, but it can happen in the future. Yeah, we have the Two of Cups, the Fool, the Two of Pentacles, and Strength. So if you can kind of hang on here, it's saying pile 3, there can be a new beginning in love for you, perhaps with this person. Stay strong in your faith and in your convictions, and protect yourself first and foremost. You need to stay stable and secure. But, again, it's looking as though quite clearly this person has some work to do, some inner work and healing to do. And that's represented by this Journey card. So at any rate, this person needs to take time for self. They will probably continue to hermit to some degree. As I stated, it looked like their intentions were going to be to at least show up for you a little bit more in the physical world, perhaps be a little bit more of a support to you, a constant presence. But they are still going to need these periods of time where they take a step back. With this deep time imagery, this energy of, diving deep, of taking a moment to reflect, have that independent energy. Again, hermit energy is coming through for me here with deep time. This is somebody who just has a lot that they need to process, a lot of alone time they need to take, and they don't necessarily have the bandwidth, energetically speaking, to show up for you. And perhaps that's what they're going to communicate as well, is that they know that they're not doing exactly what they need to do to foster a loving connection, to make this move forward in a way that serves both parties, that makes everyone happy, but at least in their admittance of their declaration or disclaiming that this is what's going on with them, that's something that can help affirm for you whether this person's worth waiting for and whether they're being honest. You'll have to feel into that energy yourself. For some of you, as I stated, there will be an element here of perhaps dishonesty or manipulation, and in which case that's definitely an energy to get away from. But for others of you, there may be a little bit more promise, a little bit more ability to work with this energy. This Drifter card came through as almost guidance in pile 2, which I stated I'm not looking or wasn't going to be asking for guidance today, but it's coming through with a similar message for you, pile 3. It says experiencing life as it comes. It's a number 14, which reduces to 5, which of course is about transition, about change, higher learning, and growth. It's about not being attached to outcomes, not being so focused on getting a particular goal met or having certain things arise and be the outcome of this relationship, and more so being open to whatever presents, as it says, experiencing life as it comes. So being open and receptive to what does present, being content with life as it currently sits, and being eager for more. Simply excited for the potential or the possibility, but not bitter or upset or feeling a sense of lack or loss because you do not yet have something that you want. Again, for some of you, it's almost like I'm hearing the words, you're barking up the wrong tree. I think for some of you, there's, again, a very strong disconnect or disparity between what you desire in this connection and what this person can offer, or what they're willing to give, because they have different intentions or different desires for the connection. For others of you, this person is either inexperienced, slightly less emotionally mature, less spiritually evolved, or has dealt with a difficult past experience that's very cutting for them, very sad, a lot of grief and pain still there. We even have Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain. And we do have number 22, which reduces to 4. So this is the energy of like the 4 of Wands. 4s in tarot are all about stability, about Emperor energy, being grounded, being, secure, stable. And we did have the 4 of Wands also come out, where this person was very self-focused on maintaining or regaining a sense of stability. And this could also be a part of why they shut you out or shut others out if they've dealt with a lot of pain that's yet unresolved. But for those of you where this person has more potential, I do see that they could be opening up for you. They could be sharing. They could be telling you honestly that they're not ready because they need to focus on themselves and kind of working through some of their own pain on their journey. And again, that's still up to your discretion how much or as little as you'd like to be involved in that process. A lot of that is an inside job, but in terms of support, of encouragement, of compassion and empathy, again, you can provide as much of that as you feel guided to do and as much as you can without it compromising your own well-being. So this was a bit of a confusing reading, quite honestly. It came through very clearly what this person is currently doing in terms of their feelings, where they're sitting. They're very, very self-focused. It's a little bit shallow at this point, not wanting to really open up their heart space. This is a very closed down, commitment phobic person. But pile 3, it kind of feels as though there's 2 different storylines coming through. And for some of you, this person is sort of, bad news. And I feel like you'll know that. You need to, connect in with your intuition to discern if that's your message, or if the message is that this is a good person that just is going through a lot and has some pain that they're processing through. And if that's the case, then there's maybe a little bit more potential for a favorable outcome for you. But at any rate, pile 3, I hope that you've enjoyed this reading, that it's brought you some clarity and some peace regarding how your person's currently feeling and thinking and their intentions and what you can expect and all of those good things. If you have enjoyed the reading, I would so love if you would decide to engage with the channel in any way that you see fit to do so. By doing so, you support me and my vision for reaching the collective and growing this space into something really great. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell if you haven't already done so. I have lots of content like this and lots of playlists that you can feel free to view. And by doing so, again, by engaging with the channel, it just helps me to become more popular on YouTube. So hopefully I'll see you in a future reading, pile 3. I'm sending you so much love and light and healing energy as you deal with this connection and this situation.